Good morning, guys, and welcome back. Today is the 31st of December in the year 2020, and the time is now 7:12 a.m. and the temperature is 45 degrees Fahrenheit.
And we're at the corner of Junction Boulevard and 38th Avenue in Corona, Queens, New York.
Today is the last day in the year 2020. It's raining and it's still a bit dark, but give it a few minutes, everything will be looking really bright. I know today's supposed to go up to a high of 50 degrees Fahrenheit, but I think we'll be having showers for most of the day. I know a lot of people, including myself, I wouldn't say that I'm happy to see 2020 go, but I am anxious to see what the new year will bring, and if we'll have a lot of changes towards things that are happening. We all know that everything, has a transition period, so we'll just have to work with the transition, but I'm anxious to see what 2020 will bring. How about you?
Yeah, I think I'm not overly anxious, but yeah, I kind of look forward to new mercies in the new year.
Yeah, I'm not overly anxious either, but as I say, I would really, want to see what's happening, because with everything that went down this year, let's hope that we'll get some ups in the new year. But when you look at it, for this year, there was a lot of bad things and negative things and stuff, but for this year, it was the best year in some people's lives. Yeah, some people, they got married, some people meet the person that they end up spending the rest of their life with. Some people became famous for a good reason. Some people gained wealth, some beat cancer, so it was a good year for a lot of people, but it's just that the pandemic affected us all in one way or the other.
And there was, to some degree, it seemed like a shortage of food, but at the same time, we had food banks like we never saw before. So some people got something to eat in this year with this pandemic, and they may not have gotten food to eat if it hadn't been here. So yeah, along with the negatives, there were a lot of positives too, and thank God for the positives.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like when you talk about a lot of people going hungry, yes, a lot of people are going hungry because they don't have the food, or some people don't have access to go where it is. But at the same time, in some areas where they can get the food, because of stereotype and stigma attached to certain things, people are not going for it, which is sad, but that's how it is. This rain is coming down.
Things may have been tough for them. They could have been even tougher.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful that it is as it is. And pray that things will get better. And sometimes trouble times bring the best out of people, I mean, it can bring the worst out of some, but others it can also bring
the best out of you when you did not start the trouble. Yeah. And we're now making a right turn onto 34th Avenue.
And I can see that if it wasn't overcast, the sun would be out pretty bright, because the sky is even starting to lighten up, even with the clouds and the rain.
Yeah, because it's, from what I saw on the Weather Channel, we're supposed to have a high of 50 degrees Fahrenheit today. And that's good, yeah, for December.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we're under the tree and the water is falling on the roof, it sounds as if the rain is falling really hard.
Yeah.
This reminds me of being on the island and the rain falling on the zinc roof. Yeah, and you hear it sounding really, really hard. Believe me, that's something when you're inside and you're warm, and in the night or early morning, and you have all that warm blanket and stuff on you, you know, and the rain falling like that, it just feels so comfortable.
Yeah, I know, protected from the elements.
Yeah, you do feel comfortable in other places, but here in the rain, beating on the roof like that, it's just something really enjoyable.
I know the lady used to live in that little house across the street over there years ago. Her name was Miss Cherry, way back in the 50s and 60s.
You know, most time when you remember a person, and everybody remember them, it's either because that person was a really nice person or a really bad person.
Yeah, she had a son. I don't remember his name, but he was a nice guy, and everybody took her to be a nice woman at that particular time. When I think about her name now, it's kind of like a warm feeling. You
Yeah.
get, she was a very nice older woman.
And some people, they're like community mothers or village mothers.
Yeah.
They just mother everybody's kids, you know.
Right.
And if you're coming home from school, you know, you can stop there because that's where the food is, you know.
Yeah.
They, no matter what it is, if it's dinner and the dinner can't stretch, they make something or they find a piece of cake or something to give you. And those are the kind of person that seem like their food basket never goes empty. They don't seem like they have a lot, but you know, they keep for some way, some reason.
They keep giving
They keep giving and
and
they keep getting. Yeah. We're now crossing 107th Street, still on 34th Avenue.
I had to take my seatbelt off for a minute to do a little maneuvering here. These things can be so annoying, but I guess that's for a purpose. They want you to put it back on, so
It can be annoying. The seatbelt are the nice.
the noise itself.
Yeah, that's the purpose
That's
of
the
it.
purpose,
To
right.
annoy you to put it on.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like somebody have a flat across the street on their pickup truck. That's going to be a disappointment if they don't know about it already.
And we're now crossing 114th Street.
And we're entering onto the Grand Central Parkway heading east. Did you see the forecast of whether or not it's supposed to rain all day or just
Well, that's what I was saying earlier, that from what I saw, we should have showers for most of the week. see the Meadow Lake. Wet roads, use caution. Reduce speed.
In some spots you have a buildup of water on the left side of the road because it slants to that direction because the drains are on that side. So you got to be careful if you see puddles. Try not to run directly into them, especially if they cover both your wheels because it can cause you to hydroplane. You actually ride on the top of the water and lose control of your car. Job of the drainage system on this side also because at one time they had no place near as many what do you call it, drainage yeah, I think we do more with drainage grid over on the left hand side.
Okay.
Water runoff. So it would build up there, and so sometimes you had to actually stay in the middle lane because there was just too much water on the left hand side of the road. They did a really good job over the years.
Notice a lot of places in this area. That was some bumps.
Some of those bumps, oh my goodness, they can really do some damage to the front end of your car. That was a hard one.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of places in this area. No matter how hard the rain falls, we don't have a buildup of water, it just run off the road just like that.
Yeah.
So if you're going to watch the road to see if water is on it, to see how hard the rain is falling,
You can't
you can't do that. Heavily overcast that most of the morning will be looking like this, maybe probably until like 8 something before we start seeing some daylight. Because even though we're seeing the daylight now, but it's just like still
sitting behind the clouds and sunlight's not allowed to come through. And it's a heavy overcast. It seems like I see more than one layer of clouds.
The time is doubled if you're caught speeding in the work zone.
Yeah.
And we're in the work zone.
I don't think anybody's working yet, but we're still in that zone.
Yeah. That's it. It doesn't matter. You know, once that is what the place is, It's just like a school zone. Because school is out, don't mean it's not a school zone.
Yeah, those cameras are still
Yeah.
getting you, yeah.
And you know, when it's not a weekday, kids can still be at school. You know, they have
Right.
extracurricular activities, you know. They're out there and it's their school, so it's still a school zone. So it's just like everything else.
No rule.
Yeah, if you don't go to church on a Sunday, Sunday is still Sunday.
And you see signs in front of the churches saying no parking anytime. That spot should be reserved, you know, for funerals, weddings, churches letting out, and people coming out. You shouldn't have to block up the street. Letting people get in and out of your car so that the sign is continuous. But people tend to think that after certain hours they can park anyhow. Some of them found out it's not true. Somebody got tickets on their car. I saw a couple of boots on a few cars not too long ago parked in front of the church.
You know, a lot of people have the mentality and the belief that rules were meant to be broken.
Yeah, promises are meant to be broken. No, they're not. They're made to be kept, huh?
It's just like when you dial 311 and they say parking meter rules are in effect. You break it and you see what happens.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's why you have to listen to that announcement real carefully because they may say alternate street side parking is canceled.
Yeah,
And then if you just cut it off there and think parking rules are canceled,
yeah.
you park on the meter like you said, you find out they're not.
And here you have exit 22, which takes you to Union Turnpike. You know, one day last week I was out here and there was an accident. A truck overturned on the highway here. It was a bit out. I think maybe about exit 24 closer to that side. And as I continued on, there was a dog running in the middle of the street on the highway, going in the opposite direction of the traffic. So I was wondering if it was in a vehicle and the window was down and it jumped from the window. But you know, I got scared for the dog and I was so sorry for the dog. But in a traffic like that, you can't stop, you know, because you yourself going to create another accident if you do that.
Right.
But the only thing I was thinking about is that because the accident was right here. Yeah, but because I was thinking that because the accident was out here and you had so many emergency personnel on the street, I'm thinking if the dog continued down, then one of them would be able to save the dog, you know.
And the dog was running in the middle of the road.
In the middle of the road, going back to where we're coming from now.
Going west, yeah. But the amazing thing is it seemed like he was running on the broken white line. You know, he was running between the cars.
You saw the dog?
Yeah. Yeah, he just glanced and he was right in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one you took me out here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm here talking and you wouldn't even say, oh yeah, that's the same dog we saw.
No, I wanted you to say what you had to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the dog was right here. Yeah, right here. I was with this person, that person, or exactly where.
Right.
Because sometimes, like I'm saying, okay, I was in Long Island on Thursday, and then no, I wasn't in Long Island on Thursday, I was there on Monday. But because I probably go to Bronx Monday, and then Tuesday evening I drive through Long Island and pass wherever and stuff, but I didn't directly head out to go to that place. So yeah, when you're all over the place like that, sometimes you kind of, get all mixed up. But
your brain's not putting everything in order.
yeah, but if I think about it here and I want to know which day did I go to Long Island or Staten Island, yeah, I know, I can remember.
Right.
Yeah, but sometimes just
You're
starting
good.
out a conversation to remember, okay, this was this, no.
Yeah, well, you're good because when it comes to dates sometimes, I mean, unless it's an occasion where something really just sticks out, I just don't hold on to that well. I mean, I thank God for the people who do. They can help you stay in track online, intact. But I just don't have that particular skill like you do and some others I know.
Well, I use a lot of memory by association, so I find a lot of ways to remember stuff, and they're so simple. And once I remember one thing, is like everything keeps going back because it's like a filing cabinet to have everything in a file there,
Oh, you're really good.
And we're now about to take exit 25.
And the thing about memory by association is you have to remember what you're associating it with.
Exactly, because if you don't remember,
it makes no sense,
yeah,
right?
exactly. You ever have a piece of paper and you see something written on it and trying to wonder, what was it supposed to remind you of again?
Right.
And we're now making a right turn onto Marcus Avenue. One day I asked Alexa to set a time of a reminder for me, but I didn't want to say exactly what it is. So when it came on, everybody in the house heard what I want Alexa to remind me with. So I told her something else that was not what she was supposed to remind me of. The light is green. It was not what she was supposed to remind me of. And we're now turning onto Lakeville Road. So a few days later, Alexa came on and said, I'm reminding you to do whatever. And I'm there trying hard to figure out what it is. Yeah, and what is it that she's reminding me of. And believe me, I had to sit down and think hard. And I couldn't remember. And when the time got close to what I was supposed to do, I remembered. And believe me, I laughed after myself so hard,
Did you accidentally tell her the wrong thing?
No, I just I didn't want for everybody to hear what I was telling her to remind me of. Yeah, when it's make the announcement,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's funny.
Yeah. And this is it, guys. I'll be ending my ride here on Hewlett Street and Union Turnpike in Long Island, New York. Please remember to subscribe and see you soon.